Yep. So I was talking about UI. So for UI, we have a Telegram UI also. So we are using the Python Telegram bot library for implementing the Telegram UI. We are using Google Secret Manager for managing credentials and API keys and other stuff, security related stuff. We are using Google Secret Manager for that. For authentication, especially for connecting to different email providers like Outlook, we are using the Microsoft Authentication Library, and for others, we would use the relevant libraries for them. And then we are using the Microsoft Graph API for Outlook related functionalities, like sending email or uh, calendar related functionalities, to do related functionalities, etc. And for Gmail, like we would have different APIs for that. The current implementation supports Outlook. We have not yet implemented the Gmail part completely. So, and obviously the programming language is Python 3.11. So this is the technology stack. Now coming to the langgraph workflow, which is, I would say, the most important component of the system. So beneath the UI layer, we have the langgraph agent workflow layer. This is the core component of the agent, right? So we'll discuss this in greater detail later on. So this is the most important thing to discuss. So right now we'll just understand that it is a workflow consisting of nodes that perform different actions, right? The third component is LLM, and we are using Google Gemini, and this LLM is working very closely with the langgraph agent workflow. In fact, like it is you can say embedded within the langgraph agent workflow. Then we have got the email fetching layer. This is the fourth component, and it is primarily responsible for connecting to different email providers, Outlook, Gmail, etc. It also makes use of the secret manager, Google Secret Manager, for the credentials, right? Then next we have the tool integration layer. Again, your langgraph agent workflow makes use of this tool integration layer to call different tools like calendar APIs or task APIs, etc. Right? So this is primarily meant for integrating with external services that provide extended capabilities to our agent. And the last component is related to state persistence. So we discussed like the agent has got two types of memory: short-term memory and long-term memory. So here, like, we are using short-term memory only. We'll again discuss this in detail. That lives within the process memory of the agent. So the agent keeps all the data that it needs within this short-term memory, and this state or this short-term memory is available to all the nodes of the agent, and that is how all the nodes of the agent exchange information through the langgraph state or the agent state. So we have covered the main components of the architecture from a high level, right? So now we will go and discuss these in detail to understand how these are actually interacting and how these are actually functioning in depth. And we'll especially focus on the langgraph workflow or the agent workflow. Okay, so let us go back to the presentation. We have discussed the high level architecture, the agent's memory. That is something that we are going to discuss when we go and do a deep dive in the design. Let us start with the email fetching layer. So email fetching layer, it's basically a simple implementation. So we have currently Outlook implementation where we connect to the Outlook using Microsoft Graph API, and we fetch emails in batches. So what we can do is we can configure how many emails we want to fetch in one batch. So these many emails, our email fetching layer will fetch in one go, and then we'll process them one by one. So this is our email fetching layer. Now we come to the langgraph workflow. That is the most important component of the agent. We'll spend some time discussing this in detail. This is the key thing. Okay, so for understanding this, I'll open the workflow diagram, and we will try to understand how the execution flow works, or how the agent workflow actually does the processing. So we have split it into, you can see, three main sections, the workflow. First is the fetching of emails, the classification of the email. This is one section you can consider. The second is routing of the email once it has been classified into two different specialized planners. And third is for once the email has been routed to a specialized planner, then it executes the react loop, that planner, and it performs the action on that specific email which it is handling. So we'll look at this in detail. So here the most important thing is once you have fetched the email batch, right, what you are doing is you are storing that information in the agent memory. And as we discussed, we are using short-term agent memory, which is nothing but an object, a langgraph object, you can say, that lives in the process memory. So this holds